All right, this is the Joe Pronio podcast. Welcome back. It's been about 3 months since the last one, so hope you enjoyed. Today I have here a guest that goes by the name of Christian Pietrantoni. Pietrantoni, everybody. Mr. Pietrantoni.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Yeah, so you're a big guy, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, do you get that a lot, or? Well, first I think I should shake your hand. I mean, it's an honor. It's an honor to meet you.
Yeah,
it really
no problem,
is.
Man. Well, I've been, people have called me big guy since I gained this weight. So.
Well, I mean, hey, if it would look good on anybody, that person would be you. So.
Thank you a lot.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Absolutely. I think it's flattering on you, actually. I don't feel uncomfortable around you, you know?
Yeah. Well, I have the same vibe from you, man.
Oh.
You're chill. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you came on the podcast because let's hear why. What's your reason?
Well, since I was a little kid, my mom always told me I'd amount to nothing. And, she listens to your podcast, and just wanted to prove her wrong.
So your mom's listening right now.
Oh, yeah. She's
what you're
listening.
saying.
Mom, I told you.
Well, if your mom is listening in that case, how you doing?
Yeah.
Question from the audience. Dominic Purcelli.
So you two work together?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How does that go?
Well, you don't want to put work into this podcast
Yeah.
because you never know who's listening. But
Sum it up.
It's been a ride. A ride.
how long have we been working together?
Well,
Because this is news to me.
damn near a year now.
Oh, let's be real. Like, how long has it actually been?
Oh, it's back in the summer of 2016. We went to ride our bikes down to McDonald's.
Oh, I remember that.
That was a trek, huh?
Wow, two big guys.
Two big guys, one bike ride. That's what I have to say.
Actually, I was a small fry back in junior year.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I had a question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So,
I have an answer, Mr. Pietrantoni.
recently, I had this friend of mine who died.
All right.
It made me think, where exactly do you think, people go after they're dead?
Oh, he's into these conspiracies. Well, let's hear what you think.
Honestly, so I think that
Because I read your autobiography, and
Honestly?
you are an atheist.
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in an afterlife.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Okay.
I believe in the void.
So you're not an atheist.
Well, there's no deity that rules over the void. My thing is...
But that's not atheism. Atheism is believing in nothing.
It's not a belief per se, it's a theory. I think that,
Okay.
I've been doing some research,
Yeah.
and I think when a person dies, their consciousness goes into the void.
Okay.
It's just a big pool of collective thought.
Question from the audience. Dominic Purcelli.
Where is the void?
Oh, yeah, what is the void?
All right.
What is the
Now,
void?
the void isn't a physical location per se. It's more of a manifestation of,
So maybe in a different dimension.
So,
yes, in a different dimension.
dimensions.
I do believe in dimensions. That's one.
You do know we operate on a third dimension right now.
Yes, sir. 3D.
Do you know what ants see?
I believe ants see the second dimension.
They do see in the second dimension because they see like this. It's like a plane.
Yeah.
Yes.
We live in a four-dimensional world.
I'm sorry.
We live in a four-dimensional world. I'm being that serious.
No.
I'm sorry, Dom.
Yes,
what do
I
we
do.
see?
We can't
We
see.
see
We can't.
three-dimensional
We
objects.
can't
That's
see
all we
fourth
see.
dimension. We can't perceive the fourth dimension.
Is one axis.
Okay.
Second dimension. Well, actually, the first axis is a point. Second dimension is a plane. Third dimension gives you the volume.
Yes.
Fourth
That's.
dimension is time.
But we can't perceive time.
We live in a fourth dimensional world because when you go to meet someone
Okay.
in a three-dimensional world,
Okay.
like let's say...
Oh, it'd be nice if you guys would stop whispering over there. We're trying to have a discussion.
If you meet up with somebody
1 second.
Question from the audience.
Wait, no, Dom's already
All right,
speaking.
but hang on. We'll take your question
at
after.
a certain place at a certain time, That's the fourth dimension.
But we're not there.
I know, but it's still.
We live it. We may live around it. Yes, I believe there are fourth dimension.
what-
No, whoa! Let the man speak. This is my
What I think
podcast.
what he's trying to say is,
That's all that I'm saying.
we are living in the world which contains the fourth
Time
dimension,
periods.
but we cannot perceive it with our senses. All our-
Exactly. But
Right,
we know
right.
it's there.
yes, the fourth dimension is here, but we can't
Okay.
access it.
Okay. Questions from the audience? Yes, Nicholas White.
Do you have to work on getting your IQ that low, or is it just natural?
Well, funny you say IQ. I was actually dating this one scientist a few years ago,
Oh.
and she actually says IQ has nothing to do with intelligence at all. It's all a myth made up of the government.
You're a government.
Yes, Nicholas White.
You got a girlfriend?
Well, let's move on. Ryan, you have a question?
Yeah, Chris, when did you meet Joe?
Oh man.
Me and Joe basically knew each other back in, I believe it was high school,
I actually
junior year.
junior year. The mid-junior year.
It was a crazy time for both of us. Let's get back to our talk, though.
What's our talk? What? I'm sorry, you're gonna have to refresh my memory. I kind of
Now,
forgot.
I know that the fourth dimension is here, but can you really explain what the fourth dimension?
The fourth dimension is time.
Stealing thunder.
I have to say it. Joey.
I know it's time. I knew that before we even started talking.
Now, how
about
many
it.
dimensions?
It's what's between time periods.
How many dimensions are there total?
Well, the scientists believe there's 12.
Okay.
Now, there could be more.
It's like there's 27 different genders.
There could be
Julia,
more.
raise your hand.
26.
There could be more.
Democrat.
27.
I don't know. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know if there's 12. Hell, I don't even know if there's such thing as a dimension.
What about reincarnation? That's something that I thought
Now,
about.
I
reincarnation.
believe in it.
Now we
Coming
should
back into another separate being, honestly.
actually talk about reincarnation in Buddhism, because it's actually very their religion is very complex.
Yeah, so are a lot of religions.
Right, but their religion actually has some science behind it.
Yes.
Question.
What are the Four Noble Truths?
The Four Noble Truths. See no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil.
Actually, the four
Do
noble
no
truths.
evil.
Can I please?
See no evil, do no
Thou-
evil.
thou
My
shalt
life is a
not-
movie and you just TiVo.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit covet.
Those are the 10 Commandments.
Help thy neighbor.
So now you just proved on the Joe DiPronio podcast that you are not an atheist because you're stating the 10 Commandments. So you,
I know what they are. A person could study religion doesn't mean he believes in them.
well, sure, okay.
Your own religion, okay.
Do you consider atheism a religion?
What are you talking about?
Honestly, I believe the definition of atheism
This is a serious question.
is the absence of religion from life.
Okay, now,
It makes it a belief.
but it's a
not
belief.
religion.
Okay, so it's a belief. But some people worship atheism.
No,
They
I
worship-
believe you're talking about satanism.
No, atheism. Like not believing in anything. They have rallies and
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not. I mean, yeah. There are people that have rallies. There's
So,
people, there's people that have
if
rallies
they
for
wor-
everything.
if they
Abortion,
worship
killing people.
if they worship an idea, a theory,
Okay.
Get them over.
What?
well that makes it a religion, no?
No, atheism's not a religion. Okay, let me
You're
talk.
proving my points all right.
Oh, no. So you have a fucking group of people out there, right? Who believe in abortion,
Great.
and they worship fucking the doctor that kills the babies. Is that a religion?
If you get obsessed enough, you can make it a religion. Yes.
So okay.
What do you mean believe in abortion?
Are you-
It
no.
happens. There's no speculation on whether or not it happens.
Are you telling me anything could become a religion if you believe in karma?
Yes, absolutely.
So Dom.
I could worship Dom. Dom could be my god. Why? What stops me from saying that Dom is my
Yes.
god?
I don't know.
Okay, so it's not really a question, but there was this abortion clinic somewhere, and I guess this guy went in and shot up everybody, including like the doctors. because
Well,
he
that
was
happens
happened
shot.
multiple
in the whole world, a lot of
I
places.
know, but it was so funny.
So moving on. Are you saying I could make to be a religion? You can't just make a religion.
Why not?
Religions have to be like.
If you get so a cult.
I can't go open a church. And
Sure you could.
No, I could not. I
Yeah, you
need
could.
a religion to base it off.
You can make a religion of whatever you want. What's a cult?
So if I make a religion,
You play Far Cry 5?
Can I finish my sentence first?
Did you play
Can I
Far Cry
play one
5?
second? So can I make a church about fucking Hitler and open it out to the public?
Yeah, and my dad.
You got to say that again. I totally
Can I
blanked
go
out
out to the streets and make a church worshiping Hitler? And is that legal? It's my religion. I made it up.
Yes.
My religion.
there. Yeah.
So I can build a church called the Hitler worshiping
Okay.
church and put
You
it in my
could
town.
you could maybe not do it on public because there are laws and rules, but they have secret cults. They have secret cults.
Okay.
Illuminati. It's a cult.
So there is a Hitler worshiping religion out there.
Yes, absolutely. It's called neo-Nazi. Look
Oh.
into it.
I won't call it a religion.
What would you call it? A cult?
A social
A cult?
group. Yeah.
A cult, right?
Just move Far Cry 5. You mentioned Far Cry 5.
I did mention Far Cry 5 because I feel like if you were to play that game, you'd realize that he was teaching his own word. The man, Joseph Seed, was teaching his own word. And the people looked at him as a god. He was the second coming.
Okay. I wouldn't exactly say people looked at him as God, but more of a person who,
You don't think people worshipped him?
well, people did worship him. So the Pope. People worship the Pope.
Ariana
He's not
Grande.
God. Oh, yeah. The Pope isn't God, though.
Lady
People
Gaga.
He's a vessel.
She's not God. People worship her, but she's not God.
What is God? What is God to you?
I don't believe in God.
But what
per
is
se.
God?
Like, if there were to be a God.
Well, let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic about
No.
Lady Gaga.
If God was real, he'd be a corrupt God.
Why is God a he?
Oh, of course it's a he. God's a he.
Christian Pietrantoni's sexist. I think that may
No,
be
listen,
possible.
If there was a God, don't you
can't
think
assume
don't you
it's
think
God.
he'd be a little corrupt? He created this world. Why? He wants to watch us
There are-
burn.
there are no
He
rules.
wants- no, we are his little anthill. He
Maybe
wants
we
to
are.
burn us like little remind the
Maybe we are. What? Who's to say?
Hurricane Florence, it's just God dipping his finger in the water.
Great.
That's all I have to say.
Now, let me get back to my subject here because you went off topic there. Lady Gaga.
All done.
She's a singer, yeah.
Yeah, she's a singer. But to some people, could she be a god? Could they worship Lady Gaga long enough?
I think she could be worshipped, but you can't just be a god. A god.
Why not? God could be God. Satan could be God, the
What's the
Satanist.
wait, can you tell me what the definition of God is?
Well, in my own definition of God would be a higher being,
So
a higher spiritual being.
President is a higher being. Is he God?
No, higher spiritual being.
He could be
President is no different than me and you. We're all spirits
Lady Gaga
on a
is no
journey.
different than me and you.
Right. But to
Yes,
some
yes, she's
people,
famous.
Catholics, they believe in a man named Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ could have been Lady Gaga back then.
Fuck has its words of Mary Joseph.
What?
Okay, so what's stopping us from writing a story about Lady Gaga and calling it a Bible?
What's stopping
Because it's the
us?
story of
What
Christ.
is stopping us from becoming God?
You're not dead.
Well, that's a topic that I also like to talk about. I had a conversation with a very smart man once, and we had a conversation about going through all the dimensions. And once we reach that last dimension, you've experienced everything the universe had to offer. Therefore, you are God.
Okay.
Who did you have that conversation?
A man named Dominic Purcelli. I think he's in the audience right now.
All right. I have a question though.
Okay, let's hear
All
it.
right.
That's what we're here for.
So you die, right?
Sure.
You go through this amazing adventure. You experience all the universe. You become God, right?
Sure.
Okay. So you're God.
At that 12th dimension,
But
yes.
what happens to the other God? Is it?
We're all
no.
connected. We are all
What I'm saying
Spirits.
is God binding together with multiple spirits? Like, do
The
you
whole-
join?
the Holy
Like,
Spirit.
so you join God.
no.
God is-
No. There is no such thing as
Here's what I
God.
believe. Here's
We
what
are all
Here's-
part
I know I
of
said
that
it-
same energy
all right.
at the 12th dimension.
I know what I said. I was an atheist, but I really think that once you die, you join into God. So
4th dimension.
We're all the angels.
You operate on a higher
No.
frequency.
There's one God, but He contains every living person.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Not really.
But we go ghost hunting.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
I go for the
So
sole
you have-
purpose of trying to
But
change
so
my
you
mind.
have an idea, or you don't believe in ghosts, but you
I want
feel
to-
as if they may exist.
I want to see. It's just like any, I don't know, scientist. They go out under the ocean to see if more creatures exist. They don't know if they do, but they go down there to check.
Okay, so
Well, that's why
let's
I
say a
want-
ghost exists, which I believe in ghosts. I've had some crazy ghost stories,
Well-
but we'll get into those later. I know you don't believe in ghosts. Now,
Tom's the only one fucking watching us.
oh, Dom, you got a question? Oh, it looks
I'm
like
just saying,
you
Tom's the only one watching us right now.
It's a
No,
podcast.
I was pointing for turns.
Okay, so
Podcasts are meant for listening, not watching.
that being said, let's say a ghost per se is next to me right now. I feel a cold breeze of air. I know it's a ghost. I can just sense it.
Or
I
the
know
fucking window's open.
that too. But I believe in ghosts, so I'm going to believe it's a ghost. Now, let's say goes back into dimensions. The fourth dimension's all around us. We just can't perceive it. We have no grasp of what a fourth dimension world is like because we're living in a third. So, once we die, we reach that fourth dimension, let's say. If that's what you believe happens to the soul after you die.
Okay.
So let's say you travel to the fourth. You then become part of your... I told you this last night. Almost as if you could see life as a book. And you could just go through any point.
Any chapter.
Because it's time.
Or like an internet.
So you can
internet
literally
browser.
travel through time.
Okay.
So do you think that possibly a ghost is just perhaps a loved one or even a random stranger just going through time at the fourth dimension? Yes, sir.
So, Joe, you know I believe in ghosts.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a few ghost stories, huh?
I think that when you die,
Sure.
your consciousness remains, and when you sense a presence, it's a residual energy, which is a residual consciousness. And Chris, you said that consciousness you believe goes into the void. So
Yes.
if you sense a presence, wouldn't that mean that we are living among the void?
We are, yes, absolutely. Like I said, the fourth dimension's all around us. We just can't perceive it. We're not there yet. We can't operate on that
Listen,
frequency.
the void is, it's invisible. It's not a physical aspect.
It's not even invisible.
It's, well,
It's. I know what you mean, though.
It's completely
it's out of our
invisible.
reach, completely out of
It
our
is.
reach.
We literally can't perceive it. That's the issue.
But how does it cross through?
Because we've never experienced.
When we
Because
have a
it
ghost
can.
experience, something
It's
goes through.
going through time
or something.
or
We're just gonna
something.
Pass over.
or it's in the void.
The void, which is the fourth dimension. Maybe that's the spirit realm, or
All right.
maybe that's where religion comes from. Maybe it's all wrong, but it's all right. If you look at religion, there's kind of the same concept there.
Here's another question that I wanted to ask. This is actually a pretty interesting one. You guys might want to listen. When you die,
It's too late.
do you think that you retain your intelligence? Like, do you think a ghost knows?
Well, there's no okay. I believe in a soul.
Well, yeah, but do you think ghosts can still like think on our level, or do you think they're
I
like
think
dumbed down?
I think they
Well, I
think
they're smarter than
I
us.
think they think higher.
Really?
Yeah.
So
They-
they know they're dead.
Yes, absolutely. Now
Some
here's
don't.
well here's why.
Okay, if they're higher beings, they would know.
Okay, well, if you just die randomly, you're not gonna know.
If
you're
I
dead.
died and I was in the middle of the woods or some shit, floating around, I'd be like, okay, I died.
Why would you be floating around?
You don't know what it's
You're
like
not like
though.
a real fucking ghost.
But
You're
if I
still
was-
like
Chris,
a
what-
human body.
If I was
When
a
we-
ghost, I'd know I'm a ghost.
When we die in this
Okay.
dimension, Chris,
Kill you in 5
you're
minutes.
born into the fourth. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why some spirits in the fourth still don't know they're dead because they still can't perceive it
Born
yet.
again.
I think that it's all just. It's just a consciousness of a limited degree. Meaning, like, maybe they do know that they're dead, maybe they don't. Maybe it's just. I don't know. It's just a presence.
Okay, now what do you think about those
Oh.
people? Those people that claim to have slipped out of life and come back, and they die and go back.
You
to
know
life.
that's funny.
They say they see a white light. They say they see the gates of heaven.
Now science has actually proved that is just DMT in your brain and your pineal gland releasing.
DMT, that's a crazy drug. Why don't we touch on that a little bit?
Pineal gland.
Now DMT. Let me guys tell you what DMT is. It's a drug.
You had a question, right?
No wait, I want to explain DMT first.
Okay.
I don't know
DMT
what
is a
people
drug. It's hard to get your hands on DMT though.
No, yeah, it's really hard. It's
If
hard
you
to
take
find.
DMT, I don't know how you take it. Smoke it, inject it.
I think you smoke it. Yeah.
Well,
What is it?
it's basically what it does is it puts you in this dreamlike state.
It is the most.
Like, you could basically experience a whole lifetime in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So like being in a coma.
Sort of.
Being for like Think about this. You live your whole life, 90 years, okay?
Yeah.
And the drug wears off, and you're back in real life, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, that's almost not how it works. I mean, it does kind of work like that, but
It's sped up, probably.
I think once you're out of the high that it didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
You may like.
But imagine how crazy it would be to like live a life and then come back to this world.
But I think you literally would have no idea when you come back from DMT. Like you probably would have no idea how long it's actually been.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, DMT is what releases in the brain right before you die. It's the feel good that you feel, and that's what people describe as the white light or the tunnel or seeing God or angels. I've been watching things on some DMT trips, and they all are kind of the same. They all experience the same phenomena.
Great.
And is that the fourth dimension? Are we operating then on a higher frequency when we take a drug?
You know, I don't think they were on a higher being. I think it just alters the brain, makes you think a different way.
Yeah,
Your eyes can play tricks on you. Trust me, I've seen figures.
But when you die, our body naturally releases this. Why?
Probably to make you feel better before you die.
Right, but there's a reason it releases
People don't
it.
feel good when they're about to die.
But there's a reason it releases it.
Is that why you see your life flash before your eyes? Is that pretty much?
But there's a reason.
Wait. Is DMT the same drug that is released when you die?
Yes, DMT is whatever it is,
So if I
dimethamphetamine
were
or
to
whatever
smoke,
it is.
if I were to smoke DMT, I would experience basically life before death.
You would experience a life that you can't describe in words because.
But that's what I would experience when I die. Basically.
Everyone's experience is kind of different, but it's all sort of the same premise. So it's hard to explain. But can I get back to my point before you rudely interrupted me?
Wow.
The body releases DMT before you die. Why? You didn't answer me that question.
Why? I think it is the comfort of a human being.
Right, but it's a drug. Okay, now.
I think maybe it.
Hang on a second.
Maybe.
Hang on a second.
Maybe DMT.
DMT. Could that maybe be access?
I think DMT helps you.
Could that be our soul letting go of our physical being?
I think.
Because it happens before you die. It releases.
I think.
But why does it release?
I think it helps you prepare for the transfer.
Maybe that is the transfer. But the reason we take DMT, we only get it for a short amount of time, and we bounce right back into our bodies at the end of it.
Right before we flash.
But when you die,
But what if you just smoke more DMT? Like,
it doesn't work like that. You can't just smoke. You can overdose.
we watch a video on DMT.
Well, after our podcast, yeah.
Right.
I've been watching Joe Rogan talk about DMT.
That's shot.
Yeah. MMA fighter. Also,
Yes, Ryan?
Alright, so religion was created because we couldn't answer questions, right, in the past?
wait, say that again?
So religion was created because we couldn't answer things in the past.
It was probably created by some crazy
It was
guy.
probably yeah,
Yeah, but like
religions are created by all crazy guys. But all right, so
a
go
lot
on.
of our religions
Well,
today
you believe
answer
in
questions
Christianity?
we couldn't answer, like what happens after death.
Right,
To give people a sense of they know what's going on.
right.
Do you think as we learn more about this world, religion will die?
The faster we learn, the sooner we'll die. Is that what you're saying?
Religion will
well,
die.
Do you think that religion will die once we learn more about it? Like, what if we actually
Yeah.
discover what happens when you die?
You think religion's over?
You think that
Well,
we'll
that's.
withdraw religion?
I mean, I don't think you can ever prove what happens after you die. Though.
That brings us into
That's
another
and
point.
that's why religion exists.
That brings us into an interesting point, Ryan, because honestly, if we did figure out what's going to happen, religion still wouldn't die because of indoctrination. There are crazies out there, crazies that
Right, the scientists can prove it wrong, but the Catholics would still believe it.
I'm not true. But
Science
they get
almost-
indoctrinated.
Catholics don't even
But
believe
with
in
more
God,
generations.
They believe in Mary and Joseph. They worship Mary and Joseph.
Excuse me, Julia. Catholic is based off the belief of Jesus
No,
Christ.
it's not. I go to a Catholic
Really?
church. They
Oh, if I
worship
looked at
Mary and Joseph.
Well,
Okay, first of all,
they teach about Mary and Joseph.
they definitely teach about Mary and Joseph, but it's a religion.
I didn't
based on
worship
the
Mary
belief
and
of God.
Joseph. I worship God.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ the Father. I went to a Catholic school.
There's no religion that worships Mary. Okay.
Well, there
Yes,
could be.
there
I
is.
mean, Christianity worships Mary and Jesus.
No, it isn't. That's not even true.
All right,
Worship
no,
God.
shut up.
First of all,
I know,
they wouldn't worship
okay.
women back
I
then.
know
So
I said
that's
no.
I
No,
mean.
no. I know I said I'm an atheist, but I've been to church before. I got my communion under
Okay, but did
Christianity.
you get baptized?
Yes, under Christianity, I got my
You
communion.
can't be an atheist.
I'm sorry, Christianity or Catholicism?
Well,
Because they are too. Are you a Catholic or a Christian?
a Christian. I'm not a Catholic.
Okay.
Okay, so you are a Christian.
Yes.
Okay,
I went to church.
so
wait, no.
that means you went to a Christian school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I went to church and I saw Jesus nailed up on the.
Yeah. Well, Catholic Church.
And I thought to
the
myself,
the
okay,
Catholic
it's
Church.
a religion
Right.
based around worshiping Jesus.
Yes.
I saw Mary and Joseph off to the side.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jesus was right in the center.
Right.
The cross,
Jesus is in the
golden
center.
cross.
In the hay.
So, Julia, I like to think that Christianity is a religion based off Christianity,
Yeah.
basically.
But she's saying Catholic.
Yeah,
She's saying
have
Catholic.
you been to a Catholic church?
I grown up in a Catholic
Do
school.
Catholic people not believe in Jesus Christ?
They believe in him, but they believe that Mary and Joseph started everything.
No, Adam and Eve for me, and I went to a Catholic.
Really? That's funny because Joseph did diddly shit.
Yeah, well, literally went with my mom's ex-boyfriend. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Did Joseph?
Sad story.
First
So
question.
let's say Christianity is true. You're fucked.
Did Joseph? What did Joseph do besides help Mary and look after the kid? He didn't impregnate.
Joseph-
He had nothing to do with the impregnation.
Sheep the sheep.
No, she did not impregnate.
You know, that's good. A good point. But she said she was born. She must have been raped while she was like
She
drunk.
wasn't raped. She was
Okay.
She was magically
Okay,
impregnated.
whoa.
Yeah,
guys,
she was
guys,
not raped
no,
though.
chill.
In Christianity, she was.
Guys.
It was the Holy Spirit.
Guys,
Oh my god.
she was impregnated without knowing. Here's my theory. Some guy, she went up to a bar one night,
No.
and some guy drugged
You're gonna
her
ruin
fucking
Christianity
roofies
for me.
with roofies.
Yeah, get in your chair,
There's
man.
no roofies back then.
Okay, some other drug.
There was no drugs.
Oh yeah.
Chris, I think
there
you
was
need a hit
probably-
of this.
What is this?
It's just tobacco and marijuana in there. Now, how does that work? Do you get in trouble if like you smoke on a podcast, or like do people like say these things? Yeah, it's just tobacco and marijuana.
What if Mary was just impregnated while she was fucking drunk or passed out in a coma, and she had baby Jesus?
But that's-
And what if Jesus is just a fucking kid?
Question from the
Motherfucking
audience,
kid.
Nick White.
Why are you smoking air?
Well,
No, I'm
the
serious.
podcast.
I just debunked Christianity.
No, I have a serious question.
There goes the
Why-
podcast.
Why are you smoking air?
We were reenacting a short film.
What short film?
I believe Joe Reagan and Elon Musk on
Elon
Joe
Musk.
Reagan podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And they smoked air.
they smoked tobacco and marijuana inside of a rolled joint.
Here, I'll show you.
And what were you smoking?
I was not smoking.
We
it.
reenacted.
Oh, okay.
We were- yeah.
Air.
I just wanted to make
Or
that clear.
I was smoking air. I mean,
There we go.
before the podcast, I was not smoking air. I was smoking tobacco and marijuana.
Why would you have tobacco in there?
Sometimes you got to get the little kick too, you know.
You get enough kick from marijuana.
Oh, are we watching? Can we watch the?
The one.
There you go. That's us, Chris. There you go.
That's us. That's why we did
One.
this video.
But it seems pretentious, you know? That's the idea behind it. I bought it when I was in Mexico because I figured it would be a good size.
We're promoting other people's podcasts right now. The Joe Fronio podcast. Oh.
So is that a joint?
What?
Or is it a cigar?
No,
Okay.
No.
it's marijuana
It's weed.
inside of tobacco.
Oh, okay. So it's like posh tobacco
Yeah,
posh.
you ever had that?
Yeah, I think I tried one once.
Oh.
Come on, man.
What's up, Nick?
Because stockholders, right?
You guys always watch other people's podcasts on your podcast?
I mean, it's legal, right?
Well, yeah,
It's
it's,
illegal.
it's just.
We're just using it as a reference
How
right
does it
now.
work? Do people get upset at you if you do certain things? There's
Uh,
tobacco and marijuana in there. That's all it is. The combination of tobacco and marijuana is wonderful. First turned onto it by Charlie Murphy and then reignited by Dave Chappelle. Hey,
Plus whiskey. Haha,
Plus
exactly.
perfect. Balances it out.
Oh man.
I mean, alcohol's a drug. It's been grandfathered in.
Well, it's not just a drug. It's a drug that gets a bad rap. Because if you just have a little, it's great. But there's not a lot of you out there. Like, everybody else seems to be I mean, obviously, you make a lot of money. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money. You like that? Clock?
Yeah.
Pretty
This is
dope, right?
This is a great clock.
Yeah, you want one? I'll get you one.
Sure.
Okay. Done.
Done.
Oh, this is the coolest. It's TGT Promotion. What is this? TGT Studios? TGT Studios?
Fucking baked, dude. Look at him. He's baked.
We took one hit.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Yeah, it's really cool.
My study is filled with weird devices.
Well, get ready for another one.
All right.
I'm sending it your way.
Cool.
You want a werewolf too? I'll hook you up.
All right. I'll take one.
All right. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
And look at all of us. It's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, good guy. Joe Rogan, good guy. MMA fighter. MMA and also host of Fear Factor.
I know this is a
I like
podcast,
Fear
but
Factor.
just to show people like why it's funny.
Oh yeah, here we go.
So is that a joint?
Set of drugs.
Is
Or is it a
Joe
cigar?
No,
Okay.
it's marijuana
Sweet.
inside of tobacco.
Oh, okay. So it's
Inside
like
of a
posh,
tobacco.
tobacco
Yeah,
posh.
you never had that?
Yeah, I think I tried one once.
Come on, man.
It's like producer.
Because stockholders, right?
I mean, it's legal, right?
It's totally legal.
Okay.
How does that work? Do people get upset at you if you do certain things? It's tobacco and marijuana.
You barely read that. Could've been more.
He's high as fuck, dude. Oh my god, that's funny. Oh
Are
wow.
we done with the podcast?
I'm not, man. I mean, I was still going.
Alright,
But,
let's go.
well, we should at least end it up on a good note, like a happy note. Like,
Yeah.
what's new in your life?
Well,
Tell me, like how
McDonald's.
what's new?
I
Like,
quit
tell me how
McDonald's.
you're
I-
doing
Quit
personally.
McDonald's, me and Greer are going good, and yeah, I got another job.
Good.
Sure,
How are you doing?
doing all right.
Well,
You know,
let's order some wings.
yeah. So that has been the Joe DePronio experience
Until episode 2.
until podcast part 2. A bum 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 bum.